Hey there, it's Dorleen. Welcome to my channel and welcome to my creative life. I'm creating a project today using some products from Jenlee Schoolcraft where we make pretty crafty things. I'm going to talk a little bit about her website later, but for now I'm just going to show you this paper pad from Prima Marketing. Look at how absolutely gorgeous it is. It has kind of like a vintage, very romantic or romance, girly, feminine look, and all has this like a undertone of that vintage look, so a little like tea stained, if you want to call it that, but it's absolutely gorgeous. Now this pad, I really wanted to showcase the paper because, again, absolutely gorgeous. So I am going to create a split card front, and the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut down a piece of both of this floral and that green down to 4 by 5 1/4. I'm going to be creating a standard A2 card, which is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So these pieces are 1/4 inch smaller than the card base. So I'm going to be using my magnetized pad here, and the reason why I am is because I didn't want it to move. I rarely use this thing because I kind of forget that I have it. I used it, or I purchased it for a traveling kind of mat because it's sturdy, it's metal, but it's really fun. So I'm going to have these measurements on my blog, but basically I'm marking down a 1/2 inch from that top left and then a 1/4 inch lower than that, and then over here on the bottom left from the left corner I'm doing 3 inches over, and then this is 3 inches down from that top right. Again, I am going to have the measurements on my blog, and there will be a link from my blog down in the information box, as well as a link to get to the Jenlee Schoolcraft web store. Now I'm just going to using those little marking ticks, and I had to use a ruler there because I couldn't find my little mark, and so I just kind of glanced at it. But I'm going to tell you right now, if you don't get this measurement exactly right, I don't know how important it is to actually have this particular measurements. It just works. It was on the directions when I looked for this card, so I used it. But I'm going to tell you right now, if you use a different mark or do a different slant, I'm sure it'll be fine. So once I erase all my little pencil marks, I'm going to just place it right there. This is technically the card front right here. I am going to add a couple of things, plus I'm going to use some foam adhesive to raise up the floral pieces because I really want it to pop, but you'll see that in just a moment. Again, I do have the measurements down in my blog, which the link is in the information box. But really quick about Jenlee Schoolcraft. So they are a site that has a lot of crafty products, and they are budget friendly because not only are there some things that are new, but there's also slightly used products. Now, when I say slightly used, I mean, I don't know about you, but I know for a fact I have products that I may have used 1 or 2 pieces of paper in the pad and then decided I'm done, I don't need it. That's slightly used, right? Because it's not brand new. It's not 100% full pack. Same with, I've received enamel dots that there may be like 2 or 3 of, the dots missing, but all the rest of them are. But what makes it really nice is instead of spending, like $4.99, $3.99, whatever all the enamel dots cost, you're only spending like $1, so you are going to definitely get some great deals. So I really, really encourage you to check out the website. And also there's a discount code if you use my first name, Dorleen, and you'll get 10% off your order. Again, just check out the information box and there'll be a link there with any additional information. So what I also received from Jenlee Schoolcraft for being on the design team are these gorgeous Prima flowers. Now the green is a little bit different than the green that's on the card base. Look at folks, nobody's even going to know. I wasn't sure what I was going to use because as you can tell from looking at these flowers, they're very three-dimensional and so probably wouldn't be good to mail. Not all cards get mailed. A lot of them just get handed over. So I wasn't worried too much about that. But I also didn't want to, again, kind of overwhelm that paper. I really just wanted to focus on this gorgeous pattern paper. So you're going to see me messing around a little bit. And I am going to pull out the pad again because there's lots of these pages, and this is exactly the one I'm talking about, where they look like it's a button card. And again, if you are a sewer, you know exactly what I'm talking about, or you can just look at the screen right now. So I decided I'm going to use one of these button cards, or the faux button cards, I should say. And I'm going to stamp the word thank you on it, just using some thank you stamp that I have in my stash and some black ink. And I'm going to use that for the sentiment or part of the decoration or embellishment for the front of this card. Now, I know a lot of the card gets covered, but if you really look, mostly what's getting covered is that green paper. Look at, even that green paper is gorgeous, because you can tell just by looking at it. It's not like a solid green. It's got lots of different variation of colors and kind of antiquing look. So it's gorgeous just, as it is, but covering it isn't a concern of mine. I just didn't want to cover any of that rose paper. Like I said, so gorgeous. Keep repeating myself. So I am going to go ahead and adhere this card to the card base. And once I do that, I have a little bit better idea of how I want to put that thank you button tag, if you want to call it that. And then also what I'm going to do as far as a flower. It takes me a minute, but I think you're going to like the way it looks. Again, actually very, very simple. And if you notice that middle portion that I got cut out, that, I don't know, almost look like a ray or something, I can technically do the exact same thing with that, only maybe put that part on foam tape, so I can make 2 cards out of this, where the corners, in the card that I'm showing you is a floral. It could be, a different, the green or whatever color I choose to use. But I'm really excited about making 2 cards with this. I appreciate you watching me as I'm making this card. If you like this video, make sure you give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below. If you have any questions or comments, definitely leave me a comment. I will answer, any of them that come my way. But I do hope you like this, like I mentioned before. Jenlee Schoolcraft link will be in the information box, as well as my coupon code, so you can get an extra 10% on your order. If this will be your first time ordering, you can type the words new and then the number 20 for 20% off your very first order with Jenlee Schoolcraft. I know you'll enjoy looking through the web store, but also remember, this is not like your big box store where there's, hundreds of the same item. Like, there literally might just be one of that particular item, or 2 or 3, because these are not your new as in just came out new. It's new as in never been used. And then, like I mentioned before, there may be some gently used. So there's usually only a one-off on the gently used ones. But again, check out the web store. Check out my blog if you want to get more information and more focused on the pictures. And again, make sure you hit that like button and don't forget to hit subscribe. I do post at least 2 videos a week. One is always scrapbooking. The other is whatever it is I'm creating in my craft room. And in this case, it happens to be this gorgeous card. Now, also was given to me from Jenlee Schoolcraft was this gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous ribbon. I love the way it was fraying at the end before, the very beginning of the roll. So I tried to do that a little bit on the other side as well. And look I'm not doing anything fancy with it. I'm literally just putting some glue and gluing it down. But look at what a big difference that made from not having that ribbon and then adding it. But it just looks so gorgeous. This is a very, very, very simple card. But I think if you gave this to somebody, nobody would realize how simple it is. So if you don't tell anyone, I won't either. I am going to add a little bit of black splatter on the floral pieces. Normally I'll try to cover up the other edges, but I'm okay if it gets a little bit here and there. And this is really fun to do. Now, if you don't have this little splatter thing, you can definitely use like a watered down paint, ink, anything like that. I've also seen people do that like with their glimmer pens or markers, just get it really super juicy and then just kind of shake it a little bit. But it's kind of fun to have a little brush because you get a little bit more, control of it. But here's the card, super simple, but super, super, super pretty. I cannot wait to give that to somebody. Thanks again so much for watching. I truly appreciate it. Make sure you check out Jenlee Schoolcraft and also my blog. Why not? And also my Instagram. Bye.